that we know outer bone, longer bone is having periosteum and endosteum. Okay, so this is periosteum and this is endosteum. Periosteum and endosteum. This is marrow cavity. Here it is. This is the marrow cavity. So a bone comprises of, a long bone comprises of epiphysis, diaphysis, metaphysis. So that we need to recognize each and every portion here. So let me show you first epiphysis. The tip of long bones are called epiphysis. This is epiphysis and this is epiphysis. Okay, epiphysis. Okay. Next, which we made in the blue, that is metaphysis. Let me label this metaphysis. This is called metaphysis. Metaphysis. Okay. Then this is metaphysis. Next, that in the center, whatever present, that is marrow cavity. That is marrow cavity. Okay, so we said this is periosteum. Outer layer is said to be periosteum. The bone is covered by periosteum. We learned this actually. It is made up of irregular, dense, fibrous connective tissue. Endosteum, that is also irregular, dense, fibrous connective tissue. Between the two epiphyses, let me show you. This is even. This is even metaphysis. So after all introducing everyone, that I'll go with what is what. This is even metaphysis. Okay. So then next, between the two metaphyses, diaphysis is present. Diaphysis. Okay, or shaft, we use it to say no matter. There's enough here, diaphysis. Okay. So then we need to go for little more definite the decorations. We said the marrow cavity, the lining of framework of marrow cavity. If I remember you, the lining of marrow cavity is with reticular tissue, isn't it? We learned earlier, reticular tissue. Framework of lymphoid organs like bone marrow, we said, that is with reticular tissue. So that means by taking this chance, I am showing everything to you. At the tip of long bones, at the tip of long bones, we learned earlier yesterday that hyaline cartilage is present. Okay, so what do you call that hyaline cartilage which is present at the tip of long bones? We called it as articular cartilage, isn't it? That is articular cartilage. So that means the bone is having everything, that various kinds of connective tissues. We know the periosteum and endosteum both are made up of irregular, dense, fibrous connective tissue. Irregular, dense, fibrous connective tissue. Okay, so that means various tissues in one place we are talking about. The both periosteum and endosteum both are composed of irregular, dense fibrous connective tissue. Next, between the periosteum and endosteum, that we are going to learn a special feature, that is Haversian system. Between these two, Haversian system is present. Between what? Between periosteum and endosteum. Between the periosteum and endosteum, Haversian system is present. Okay. Next, at the tip of long bones, what we call it as epiphysis. The epiphysis contain the irregularly arranged matrix. The matrix here irregularly arranged. The irregularly arranged matrix that with filled with red bone marrow, irregularly arranged matrix, which is even filled with red bone marrow in between. Okay, so like this, in between, the red bone marrow is present. Okay, so what do you call such kind? We call such kind of bone as spongy bone. Okay, such kind of bone is called spongy bone. That Haversian system, which contain large amount of the Haversian system contain the calcium phosphate and the very strong enough here, that part we can say compact bone. Yes, I know this is seems to be a little bit confusing. So just I am introducing all the words at one place. So this is the full diagram. If you keep this diagram with you, then you will be able to understand the coming the coming issues here. The spongy bone, compact bone. Okay, so you just will make these two are the heads. The spongy bone and compact bone. So let us start from here. The spongy bone and compact bone. Okay, next with this we continue with this. Let me stop here and I'll go to the text portion. I'll go to the text portion, that is structural organization in animals. We are here in bone, so I'm moving there. So after all learning the basics, we are trying to see the issues here. So wait, that you see here, the types of bones. The types of bones based on structure. The types of bones based on structure. Here it is. Types of bones based on the structure. We have two types of bones. What are they? Spongy bone and compact bone. Spongy bone, compact bone. Okay. So that it will become meaningful to you now. The spongy bone. It occurs in the epiphysis and metaphysis of the long bones. It looks spongy and contains columns of bone called trabeculae with irregular interspaces filled with red bone marrow. Whatever the theory is there, for this theory, I shown that particular bone. Spongy bone, where it is. It is present in the epiphysis and metaphysis of the long bones. Where it is present in the epiphysis and metaphysis. Here also, epiphysis and metaphysis of the long bones. Okay, spongy bone is present. Then now the question raises, how it is present? It looks spongy and contain columns of bone called trabeculae. The columns of bone called trabeculae with irregular interspaces filled with red bone marrow. You see here that the particular the bony matrix I shown with the green color and the interspaces are filled with red bone marrow. Okay, so this is about the spongy bone. The spongy bone present in the epiphysis and metaphysis. Okay, the story of metaphysis we'll see later, but you just learn about this. So this is the area with what? Spongy bone. This is the area with spongy bone. Example for spongy bone, epiphysis of the long bones. Okay, so is it clear? So next, let me hear the interesting story about this the metaphysis. Metaphysis. Okay, so that I'll say you, it's for your general knowledge. Say this is the bone. Okay, so this is epiphysis, isn't it? So in here we shown this area as a metaphysis, isn't it? The blue which I am showing, metaphysis. Okay, what is this exactly? What is this? The length of metaphysis is equals to the length of the height of the human being. You just see this. This particular box, how much it is based on that. That means the growth will happen like this. Okay. That means when the age grows, when the age continues, that 18, 19, 20, when it comes here, you don't find that metaphysis. So what you can see there, a small line like this, epiphyseal line, we see. A small line we call epiphyseal line. If there is an epiphyseal line is formed, that we can say he is above 20 and there is no growth after that. There is no growth after that. Some will grow 5 feet, some will grow 6 feet, some will grow 6.5, whatever. Whatever. In general, I am talking about. Okay. So how that height will be decided? That height will be decided by genes. Okay, so how that genes will influence? Genes will come from the parents. Okay, so what they influence, we have answer now. What they influence? they are going to influence, this metaphysis in the person with the height is more. That means if he is having that genes for height, that little more, 5 feet, 5.5, 6 feet, this epiphyseal plate length is going to be different. Okay, so as long as the growth is going on, that plate is going to be closed over, and finally they will find a line. After this, there is no growth. We are talking. There is no growth. Okay. So, being a science student, you should understand once this epiphyseal plate is closed as epiphyseal line, any kind of medication, any kind of food, any kind of exercise cannot make the human to increase his height. That means if you take me as an example, that my age, that growing age is over. So on my long bones, what we can see, this epiphyseal line. You are in growing age. So what you can see, you will find a plate, epiphyseal plate. We call it as metaphysis. So a plate-like structure can be seen over. That allows you to grow. After the completion of this plate, so that means when bone is growing, the plate will be pressed nearer. That means the size of the plate will be reduced over. Okay, so size of the plate will be reduced over. So slowly the plate will disappear. Okay, so the plate will go on. Okay, then that finally the length of the bone is going to be fixed over. So that what you just understand the meaning of epiphyseal plate and epiphyseal line, plate and line. Just understand the difference between the plate and line. In the growing ages, we'll have the epiphyseal plate. Okay. So when fully grown bone, we don't have epiphyseal plate. We'll have a line. That means the grown bone is grown. Bone is fully grown. I'll show you the grown length of the bone. I do increase the length of the bone is fully grown now. So what you can see here, we can't see that plate. We'll see epiphyseal line. Okay, so it's just a line showing that earlier some growth is happening. Okay, got my point? So just for the knowledge sake, that means you need to know at least the growth is not possible after certain age. Why is not possible? That I am giving. Okay, so let me say the spongy bone, cancellous bone or trabecular bone, it occurs in the epiphysis and metaphysis of the long bones. It looks spongy and contain columns of bone called trabeculae with irregular interspaces filled with red bone marrow. Visualize it over. Then compact bone, the diaphysis of long bone is made up of a compact bone. It has dense, continuous lamellar matrix between periosteum and endosteum, between periosteum and endosteum. Okay, so that place, I have to show you that place. That place we call Haversian system. The compact bone that is example for that particular Haversian system. The continuous lamellar matrix present between the periosteum and endosteum can be considered as Haversian system. So in the next class, we are going to discuss about the Haversian system in case of human being. So we'll discuss the Haversian system. Okay.